Okay, before we get started today, two things. Number one, I did look at this monitor already. Sorry, I looked at this desktop already, and I recorded it actually about 2 months ago in my old apartment, and decided I was just going to re-record it here because I'm going to be doing the whole process here. Um, so figured might as well just do everything over again. But I already do have the part for this, which I'll get into later in the video. Number two is one of you actually asked me if I would start selling Middleton's BIOS CDs for ThinkPads, and I actually hadn't thought about that for a while because, I figured it's pretty simple to make the BIOS CD. You just have to have a CD and a DVD reader, or sorry, a DVD read-write. And then I realized, it's 2024 or 2025, depending on when you're watching this, and I don't think anyone really has a CD/DVD writer anymore. So, and you also have to buy like CDs and packs of like 20. So, I don't think a lot of people may have that lying around. It might be more convenient to just buy a pre-made CD for your ThinkPad model. So, as of this video going live, there are Middleton's BIOS DVDs available for sale on based.win, sorted by the model of your ThinkPad. So make sure to confirm that your ThinkPad is the correct model before ordering these, because I do not take responsibility for you breaking your ThinkPad because you ordered the incorrect model for a BIOS CD. So what I would recommend doing, just in case I fuck up, is to open the CD in a regular PC first to make sure that the BIOS is correct. So anyway, with that out of the way, we're going to be refurbishing this HP desktop. Now you're probably wondering, why are you doing an HP desktop? Because I got this with the 3D printer, which I actually bought this just for this itself. And in addition, I got a monitor, not that one back there, but I got an HP monitor, a gaming keyboard, which I gave to my friend, a mouse, and the 3D printer. I actually got the 3D printer working and was able to print a few things, so that ended up being a good investment. But this was actually the main thing I bought the entire package for, because this is a relatively new HP desktop. I think this came out in 2018, so I mean, it's like 27 years ago, but I mean, Anyway, yeah, so this pretty relatively new as desktops come. But the reason it was so cheap, and I figured this out when he gave it to me, is that when he gave it to me with a VGA cable that immediately set off some red flags for me. And if we can zoom in here, you can see on the HDMI port right there that that HDMI port is utterly fucked. The pins are completely torn, and I will probably need to replace that port. Now, I haven't gotten as good as soldering yet, so I decided to just up and buy a whole new motherboard. It was about 20 bucks. So we're going to have to replace the whole motherboard on this thing just to fix the HDMI port. Like I said earlier, I do have the motherboard on me. I ordered it a while ago, and I think that's the only thing this thing needs. It has a hard drive in there. I'm not going to use it. I have an SSD. I think it has like a decent amount of RAM, as far as I'm aware. So I guess, yeah, let's just go right into repairing the PC. Okay, let's rock it up. Let's open this bad boy. Should come off pretty easily. There we go. And yeah, so I mean, it looks pretty alright on the inside. A little bit of dust. Don't see any major liquid damage as far as I can see. Of course, there's the hard drive right on top there. You can see below this is a CD reader, and the RAM all sits down there. PSU's right here, CPU and heatsink all right there.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Okay, sorry, take a break to pull up a service manual. So the first thing they want us to get rid of is the DVD drive. So do that. Get these cables out of the way too. This one out of the way, and I just press this thing back here, and then push that through, and basic DVD writer. So, very simple. Since this push it forward, okay, there we go, and then out. Cool. All right, and yeah, 500 gigabyte. I'm looking at the inside of this right now. It's a 500 gigabyte Western Digital hard drive. So this isn't given to me by someone who wanted the computers visually wiped, so I don't have to do that on camera. I believe when I checked this last, the hard drive was actually erased, so because I guess the guy did actually, or was somewhat of a reseller of tech, so he didn't know what he was doing. So, unfortunately for us, no Gooner entertainment for us today. No Gooner stuff to laugh at, unfortunately. And I actually may give this, I have a friend who is not so technical, but he lives in another state, is actually building his own PC. He's having a friend who's also technical build it for him. I might actually give him this if this actually is not terrible. I'm going to look at the hard drive stats on this bad boy and see if it's got any mileage or not. Okay. It says, yeah, that's yes. So it looks like actually there's a NVMe port. This one doesn't have it, looks like. Oh, wait. Yeah, it does right there. Wow. Depending on how many I have of each, I may actually use one of these. Got it. Cool. Okay, fairly bog standard heatsink. Bog standard, yeah. Oh, decent little aluminum heatsink, you know. I just use a cotton ball. A little bit of isopropyl on it. Does about the same job. And this is a Celeron. Ooh, okay, that's not great. Okay, Celeron G4900. What are the specs of this? Let's see. 3.1 gigahertz base clock is not terrible, honestly. And actually, it has built-in graphics. It has Intel UHD graphics, so like, not. You could actually get a lot worse. You could get a lot worse for your money. It does have VT. Does have AES. Yep, it does. It is supported by Windows 11. It does support TPM too. Okay, cool. All right. I mean, you know, you could do a lot worse. I think I'm not going to upgrade it. I mean, 3.10 is like, I mean, it's not speedy because, you know, like I deal a lot in HPC and I'm used to dealing with like 3.7, 3.8. But I think that's fine. I honestly think that's okay. You know, for a base clock speed, that's not bad. Oh crap! I forgot to undo the latch. That was a oops. That was my idiotic thing. It looks fine. Yeah, that looks fine. Might have bent a pin, but this motherboard is broken already, so yeah, who cares? Yeah, CPU looks okay. Jeez. It's what happens when you take a month off. You just completely lose all ability to fucking... All right, let's get the motherboard out then. Screws? No. Okay. There we are. Pretty simple. Cool. Okay. -1. Cool. All right. So this is the exact same motherboard. Like I said, CMOS already came with it. Good thing though, HDMI port does look good. It's exactly what I wanted from this. Cool. All right. So let's do all of what I just did in reverse, except for the CPU. Let's not do that. Okay, I think after this, let me see what I have available for SSDs and RAM first. Do I need DDR4? I don't want to buy more DDR4. PC3. I have an 8 gigabyte DDR4. PC3, DDR3, DDR4, 8 gigabyte again. That is PC1. Christ, not a PC1. PC3. Well, I do have an 8, so I will use an 8. And so I do buy my SSDs off of Alibaba from, I guess, a relatively reputable brand, which is Kingspec. I mean, they seem to have okay reviews of the price. I do use one in my current laptop as like a secondary drive, just so I can say I do actually use this brand. Though, if you're gonna be doing, I would say, like critical work on this machine, I wouldn't use a Kingspec. I would probably, invest in a more reliable drive. But I would say, like, they're good for like a secondary drive if you need like extra space for games or something, right? And that's why I put them in here, because they're kind of a good, starter drive just for basic functionality. Right? Because I'm not putting a 980 in each of these things, because you don't need one right off the bat. You just need one to, get the computer up and running. So if you want to put a better SSD in there, be my guest. I think it does have 2.5 slots, which is very nice. Usually you have to buy like a little bracket that sits in here that acts as like an adapter, but fortunately for me, this thing has screws for 2.5. It's very nice, so we should just be able to... Okay, all set. So I'm gonna switch back to the hard cam, and we're gonna check everything on the computer. Okay. That's new. Yep, I forgot to put the RAM in there. Problem exists between keyboard and chair. Okay. So let's actually put this RAM in here, please. This is the correct one, yes. This is DDR4. Okay, so I was able to get it to boot. I don't know if the RAM I have is bad, or if it can't take more than 8 gigabytes in the slot. I think it's probably the former, so I might need to upgrade the RAM by adding an additional 4 gigabyte stick. So I'm gonna get Debian installed, we'll do some testing, and then I will probably order a 4 gigabyte stick of RAM, slap that in there, and we'll call it a day. My Debian bootable USB was broken, so I had to switch to Ubuntu, unfortunately. Anyway, I mean, we're all set. All I got to do really is test I/O and test network. So let's go ahead and start testing I/O, I guess. Obviously, the two ones in the back that I have these plugged into work. Yep, there it goes. Okay, that one plugged in, good. Number 2 is good. Number 3 also looks good. Number 4, I bust out my network tester. Okay, number 4 is where the mouse is plugged into. What I have left looks like to be this one, number 5. Put that in. Okay, so all the USBs on the back work. We're gonna test. You can see, works pretty well. Okay, and then the only thing I have to do is test, I think, VGA and DVI, which I have both. So let me unplug this. I was using an HDMI. That was on HDMI, by the way. I was using a VGA to HDMI adapter to work that. Okay, VGA does work good. What I gotta do next is do the front I/O. Let's see. Okay, that did plug in. I'd actually plugged in the Fedora disk, so that's in there. Good. Okay, let's try the 2 front I/O. There's also a front headphone jack out, it looks like. Okay, that one worked. That one worked. I get my... Yep, suppose work. Sound worked. I don't think it has a speaker though. Okay, so I was able to get the audio to come out the front. I wasn't able to get the Bluetooth to work, though I think that's just a quirk with this Bluetooth adapter and Ubuntu, because the Wi-Fi does work. So the NIC is probably good. SD card reader does work. It's detecting the SD card, but it can't read it, probably because I formatted it in some stupid way or something. But I think that's mostly everything. I think I just need to get DVI. So just like last time, this will be available on based.win. Totaling everything I spent $50 for the bundle in total, plus about $45 for the motherboard, plus the memory. No, about 35, because it was, yeah, the motherboard was 25, and the RAM, which I ordered about 2 hours ago, was, I think, about $8. So, or $9 rounding up. So it'd be 34 plus 50 is like 80 in total. If you want to itemize each individual piece of that bundle, because I also got a monitor and a 3D printer too. Maybe this is about 15 bucks. So probably gonna sell this for maybe like 100, maybe like 120 around there, because there are some things that are still untested. But I mean, it has a 256 gigabyte SSD. It has 8 gigabytes of RAM when I get the new RAM, and a fairly decent processor. But yes, like last time, this will be available on based.win. You can buy it there. It'll also be available on my eBay page. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want a Middleton's BIOS DVD made to order, you can also buy that on based.win if you want to make your ThinkPad better with Middleton's BIOS. So thank you guys for watching. This was refurbishing to the best of my ability an HP Slim desktop. I will see you guys next time.